Many teams use the concept of a parking lot during workshops, meetings, or any lengthy discussion as a technique for dealing with distracting topics or those discussions that are not on the agenda. Parking lots can be extremely helpful, but also quickly become that graveyard of things that you never return to. So how can you productively and effectively use a parking lot? Let's start with a quick definition of what a parking lot actually is. It's a place you park items for future discussion. Think of it as an actual parking lot, the cars being the topics or non-agenda items that come up during a meeting or workshop. A parking lot can manifest as a large post-it board during a meeting with items added on smaller post-its. It can also be as simple as a bulleted list in your meeting notes. So what are the benefits of using a parking lot? Well, it can be a great tool for keeping conversation on topic or making sure workshop progress continues. For example, if we're discussing user needs and a colleague keeps mentioning ideas, we can put it in the parking lot so we don't lose those ideas themselves, but our conversation stays focused to user needs. You can also keep a parking lot during a workshop for any questions or assumptions made about the research. The parking lot could then inform a whole new research plan, but not halt progress during the workshop itself. Now, using a parking lot also comes with some cons, or rather common pitfalls. First, it can be a pretty big insult to that fellow colleague who presents an idea only to have it put in the parking lot and never returned to. I've been there myself. When a colleague says, okay, I'm going to put that over here and let's move on, you essentially feel as if your addition was thrown in the trash. This can ruin team dynamic and decrease the likelihood that that colleague participates in the future. Another common pitfall is that a lot of parking lots never walk away with clear action plans from them. Parking lots should offer outlines for future discussions, research plans, or even future meetings. If they're not informing some kind of future action, then they are only essential ways to kindly tell someone their contribution is worthless. So how can you make your parking lot more effective? Well, I have 3 recommendations that I found to work. First, always assign each item or idea with a specific to-do and timeline. For example, if the parking lot item is needing more follow-up research, then you would want to attach 1, how that research is going to be gained, and 2, who's responsible for doing it. I always try to remember the 3 W's. Who will do what by when? Second, try a follow-up parking lot meeting ahead of time. This way, if something's put up in the parking lot, there's already a dedicated meeting in the calendar to discuss it. This often negates the friction or tension that comes along with suggesting things get moved to the parking lot in the first place. Third and finally, I always make sure I include my parking lot in the meeting minutes. This way, any new ideas, tangential comments, or questions are not lost, but can be shared and referred back to as time goes on. Use the above ideas to ensure that your parking lot becomes your friend and not your foe.